I know, though, as you said, you do like to talk about what happens off the pitch, and we've had the AC Milan game the other day. We're now watching the lads in training. I mean, I've seen some of the clips and some of the footage even from the session today, and Florian Wirtz looks every bit the £100 million player. Have you seen any of the footage? Have you clocked any of it from this morning or recent days even?
Yeah, Vince just seems to be the one, doesn't he? He just looks so outstanding in his, his touch, his appreciation of space, his ability. It already seems like the players like to play with him as well, kind of lending him the ball and knowing that they'll get it back if they make certain runs. Seems to be fitting in really nicely, and you saw Virgil giving him praise, didn't he, for that little dinked finish he did a couple of days ago as well. So that was really nice, and yeah, I'm so excited about him. Yeah, I know more about him than maybe Ekatike. I've seen more of Virt, but still,
Yeah.
I think, I've said for a while, I think he's going to be the best player who moves in this summer. And I think even if Isak moves, but that would still be the case. I think Virt is that level of talent, really. So he's the one I'm most looking forward to see what kind of impact he can have on this season. And he looks really, really sharp in training. So it's extremely exciting, I'd say.
He has looked brilliant along with a few others. And a name that I've got to ask you about, because I've seen the footage and we've heard about archive footage of a right back and being destroyed, being buried, but Rio Ungamoa looks absolutely sensational. And I want to be careful because obviously it's a young kid, getting his chance with the first team, but you must have seen the footage and like most people thinking, wow, does the feel, or is the feeling he's got a chance, shall we say, of getting limited minutes this season?
Yeah, I would like to see him kind of take on the Chiesa role, to be honest, which is obviously it's not a lot of minutes for someone like a Chiesa who's an
Yeah.
established star, but it's enough for a kid who's developing, who's only just about to turn 17, by the way. So, um, yeah, I would like to see, I'd like to see Liverpool with not necessarily six senior forwards this season, maybe five plus Engamoa, and he gets a lot of League Cup action because he just looks ready. I mean,
Yeah.
training is training, but he's been around that first team training for a long time now already. And Spot's taking him on pre-season. He knows how good he is. He knows he can play a part. So, I would really like to see him play a decent role going forward into next season. And I think he's showing in everything you see of him that he's ready for that, which for his age is insane, by the way.
Yeah, he does look a special talent. And I suppose in terms of, because I did want to talk, because we normally talk about other clubs as well. Liverpool seem to be dominating the landscape at the moment, but we always keep a bit of an eye on sort of rivals or potential rivals. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. There doesn't seem to be too much happening with other teams where you're thinking these are going to be a real threat to Liverpool at number 21. Not that anything's a given, but Liverpool seems to be doing better business than all the rest as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've got to be really wary, haven't you, of kind
Yeah.
of judging signings before they've properly kicked a ball. So, I'm a little bit kind of people get tied into kind of, oh, Liverpool have done business, therefore they've done good business. I mean, maybe not. I mean, I've got a lot of faith in Liverpool's recruitment. I will say that, but I think when you look at other clubs, sometimes when they make signings, like, oh, they've solved this problem, they've solved. Well, maybe Gyökeres comes to Arsenal and he's actually just not that good, or these things can
Yeah.
happen. So we, I'm a little bit wary about saying too much, but I think what Liverpool have got is a really strong basis, the core of a title winning side that a lot of those players are going to be sticking around, and you do know that generally they're very good at signing players as well. So, and they've also, they don't have a big leap to make, do they? Whereas Arsenal and City were a million miles behind. They've got to make up the ground somehow. So, yeah, I still put Liverpool in a position where I think the big favourites going into next year. But of course, quite a bit of the transfer window left for the other clubs, and we see what Liverpool end up with as well because there's so many changes happening at the moment.
Yeah, it is all a bit crazy. And speaking of crazy, I've got to ask you this. Is this how we're going to be communicating now on through TikTok? Is that the new plan?
Just through dances, mate. I will just be doing dances now. So, but if people want to, basically, I think it's a big platform, isn't it? And I've got to get my stuff out there somehow. So apparently, this is a good way of doing it. But so if anyone wants to follow me on there, you get kind of like the short form updates rather than the longer stuff that's on YouTube. Maybe that's preferable for certain people. Then maybe go and have a look at that. But yeah, I can't. I've got to be the oldest guy on there, I think.
Well, I was going to ask you this. You can probably guess who's nudged me for this. Has Lewis Steele and his media content taken the patch journalism to a new level? Like, do we think we're going to get Paul Joyce or anyone else on this medium, or is it just a change in fan base, shall we say, a new generation?
Yeah, see, it's all right for Lewis to be on TikTok because he's significantly younger than me, so it's actually kind of maybe more aimed at his generation. It's like not as weird for him to be on there. I don't think we're going to get Joycey following us on, and yeah, I think in the moment with the YouTube stuff, it's just me and Lewis and me and Lewis on TikTok as well. So that makes me feel okay actually because it makes me feel slightly younger, so I'm kind of happy with that. But yeah, I'm not sure Joycey's he's going to be following us onto it or James Pearce or certainly Doyley at the moment.
Yeah, at least the needle's in the right side for you. That's the most important bit. And I mean, speaking of the younger generation, I mean, we just talked about Rio and Gamoa and how good he's looked. The other one that's on talk, because I did want to talk about who's gone and who's not, especially Trey Ione. He looked really good in that Preston Stoke game, sorry, wasn't it, the other day? And seems to look every bit the player in waiting, if that makes sense. It does feel like he's also ready to kick on a level.
Yeah, I really, really like the look of him. I mean, just so safe in possession. He can get about a bit. Again, he's another one. He's been around the first team for an awful long time, so they know exactly what this kid is about. So, really excited to see his development. And again, he's a little bit further along than Engamoa age-wise, and I think he should be. I absolutely, I don't think there's much prospect maybe of a midfield signing this summer, and I think that would be the right
Yeah.
call, to be honest, because I don't think there are going to be significant exits there, bar Harvey Elliott. You've already signed Wirtz, who can play in that attacking midfield role. You've now got Soboslai as an option slightly deeper. So you've got, Endo wants to stick around. McAllister's there, of course, Curtis Jones. But I
Yeah.
still think there may be League Cup minutes there for Nioni and also FA Cup minutes and the odd Premier League minutes as well, hopefully.
True.
And I think that's what they're being primed for at the moment. I really, again, he's another one, really like the look of him.
But I suppose, which it seems a shame to almost be saying this, but there were reports that about a month ago, give or take, James McConnell had a chance of, sticking around and maybe, almost filling the Endo role as people quoted it. Does it now have the feeling for McConnell that it'll probably be a case of new long-term deal as standard, probably on loan? Is that your inkling for him? Because he's not on the tour.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think I've said this for a long time that my expectation was that he would go on alone. That's been the talk for a long time now. The expectation from his side of things is he would have a loan this season. So yeah, fully expecting that to be delivered on and interest from Championship clubs, some League One clubs, maybe chance their arm, and a bit of interest from Germany as well. So we wait to see where he ends up. But yeah, be amazed if it'd be an injury that would stop him going on loan at this point. So that is definitely a plan for James O'Connell, yes.
Be interested to see what happens there. And I suppose the final off the field bit that I had as well, which is still just strange, seeing the likes of Florian Wirtz wearing 53 and Hugo Ekitike 54 and all these random numbers. It's all just because of this Adidas kit deal, isn't it? I'm waiting for that, basically.
Yeah, well, I also think departures are a key part of this as well. I mean, not got long till the Premier League squads have to be confirmed, so they're going to have to sort that at some point. But yeah, I think 7 and 9 are two big contenders for numbers to come up that players might really want. So I think that's definitely a factor in seeing if deals can be done before they have to put the squad in. So we wait and see on that. But yeah, it's got to be confirmed soon. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing Florian Wirtz wearing a number that's in the 50s. That's for sure.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. And maybe just to finish it off, we'll put the GOAT there. India Kelly was also mentioned, as many have. Alexander Isak has asked to leave Newcastle United. For those who want to read it, Craig Hope, the Newcastle side, various outlets coming out with that. So we're all waiting for nearest development. And I suppose the right way to finish, your schedule was busy. It's about to go nuts now, probably, isn't it?
Yeah, really annoying actually. If you could have just waited till tomorrow, that would have been nice. But yeah, no, it's good to have stuff to talk about, isn't it? And I mean, we're talking here about what would probably be a British transfer record, Liverpool
Yeah.
side Isak. So incredibly exciting. So we'll see how we get on in terms of this and moving forward and whether they can get it over the line. But wow, keep getting huge encouragement, don't we, that this deal's possible. So hopefully it is because what a player he is.
Yeah, what a player he is, what a squad the Reds are building, and there's still a million and one things to do. I know you're a busy man, so all it leaves me to say is ever for sort of jumping back in and making some time. David, it is as ever appreciated.
Oh, no problem at all, mate. Good to have you back.
Yeah, indeed. And ladies and gents, the next time we're talking, there could be even more faces through the door, so we'll have to see on that. But on Thursday, the 24th of July, that was another Media Matters.